Now today we did not expect. I was really thinking the weatherman was going to lie, but he didn't lie for a change. Wake up this morning, it's 40 degrees. So it's a perfect day. I have to reorganize this garage, and there's no chance I'll be able to ride because we're having Miles come over after lunch. So I'll spend the morning, I'll try to do as productively as I can. I have to move the motorcycles around so that right there in the middle I have a workspace to hang the Kawasaki from the come along. And depending on how this day is going to play out, and you never know, by the end of the day I hope I have this garage ready for that major teardown. Now you probably don't see this on the video, but this garage is like a giant Rubik's Cube. There's so many square feet, and there's so many motorcycles, and so many things, so many tools and racks and things that have to stay in order. And what happens, no matter how you do it, it's a Rubik's Cube. There's always something that's not where it should be, or whatever you want to do, it's in the way, and it really is a problem that I've dealt with for many, many years. Now, whenever I've done a big restoration like this, where I've had one motorcycle hanging up on a come-along, it gets to be even more of an issue. So the first thing is to move some of these motorcycles out of here. Now this has been drying in the garage overnight, and I guess it would make sense to put this in the house right now, get it out of the way. The lettering, everything has dried up just beautifully here. And boy, again, thank you John Pothia for that. That really worked out great. Because we painted and the wind wasn't really blowing, there's very little dust in the paint. I'm sure that'll buff out like a piece of cake. That really just, you couldn't imagine how much anxiety I had that wasn't going to work out. It worked out fine. Now with those parts, they'll be hanging up by a heating vent probably 2 or 3 days before we do the buffing on that, but by the time we get ready to do the buffing, we'll be ready. We'll have a lot of the parts off of the main frame that's out in the garage right now. At every step of the way, this job has just gotten nicer, nicer. It's grown on me in a way I can't explain. It's just a ton of fun coming down here in the morning and working on this project. Now think of how cool this is as I'm having my coffee this morning. I'm sitting here looking at, we're going for 2 different rides on 2 different bikes at the same time. That is a great way to start the day, riding 2 bikes at the same time. Oh my God, how much fun can you have? Now I'm going to finish my coffee and start moving those motorcycles around. Like it is today, it's almost 40 degrees here. Let each one of the bikes run for about 10 minutes, burn out all the moisture out of the exhausts and whatever. And just a habit I've been in since owning a small airplane, that we did that too when we kept it down at the airport. Boys, it just turned out to be a nice day. Now if we did not have Miles coming here for a visit this afternoon, we'd be out on the open road. Maybe tomorrow's going to be like this too. So you can see all the moisture that accumulates on the motorcycle sitting in that moist garage, but once we run them, it burns all that right off. So there's my little Yamaha collection. But I know from, again, from owning a small plane, we were supposed to start it in cold weather. Every so often we had to go down to the airport and get the engine running, prop it and everything. But it's just been a habit that I carried over into motorcycling. Not sure if it's really worth doing, but I know one thing, I haven't had a lot of issues with these bikes over the years. But springtime comes and they're all ready to go. I kind of like that. The Yamaha collection. I need about 4 more and I'll be happy. What I really need is a bigger garage. A much bigger garage. A Jay Leno garage. And what better time to just oogle the bikes. They're all out here like they're in a drive-in movie. Actually, it is fun to sit out here. I think I'm going to get another cup of coffee and just sit out here and oogle for a while. To have it 40 degrees, wow. And absolutely, this is the warmest day we've had in more than a month. We don't even have any ice on the pond today. What a day. I'm trying to shoot the moisture that's on this. If you knew, you could write your name on it. But it's that moisture that in springtime, if you just let the bike sit over the whole winter and don't burn that off, or you don't clean it off in the spring, you got what looks like little fuzzy things growing on the aluminum, everything that's aluminum. The paint doesn't do it, just the aluminum. And that's one of the reasons, having a day like today, getting out the bikes out, getting them aired out, getting them all run for about 10 minutes each, it's a good investment. It's a good idea to just wipe all that crap off. While I'm oogling, I'm wiping. And obviously come springtime we'll have a lot less work to do to clean it up. I always forget I don't have any brakes. The calipers are squeezing air. But anyway, it'll be a good thing. Now, arranging this, I'm going to vacuum the whole garage out. I'm going to try to arrange how I want to have this. I don't know yet, but that's yet to be proven. And I'm sure we'll figure it out. Now, one of the advantages is I wanted to wait until the very end, the last thing to do the tank. The reason was I don't want to have the tank empty and in the house for 2 or 3 months. So I don't want to take a chance with anything with the tank. I don't want it to rust at all. So anyway, we got everything here. The green bike I rode not long ago, a week ago, so not even going to bother with that. But all the bikes got run. All the bikes got wiped down a little bit. And this actually was pretty productive. Now if we can set this up the way I want, I'll be really happy. So the way this works, we have an electric come along, which of course we use very often. And I have this backup come along that I need to get the handlebars of the motorcycle directly under this. That'll allow me to take both wheels off, the forks, everything, and it can just be basically hanging. So that's going to be, you know, all these things sound real easy when you're looking at video and you're drinking a cup of coffee, but I'm out here and I'm looking. Now, we just rode the green bike and the RD not that long ago, a week or 2 ago. Not real worried about the green bike, but I want to keep it here in case I want to go for a ride. So I don't want to landlock myself in here because this is probably going to go another 2 to 3 months before I get every little doodad polished in a shock spring and everything that I have planned. So, but getting it under the come along there and just getting a strap on it, I'll feel like that's a major thing. And then I've got to figure out how to put the rest of the bikes in the garage that maybe I can take them out at some point in time if it's a day like today. Now, to be honest, even when I've used the, well, let me just back up a little bit. Even when I've used, like on the 750, I used the ramp, and I was, it was okay, but I never felt like there was no chance at all it could fall off the ramp, even strapped down. It was top heavy. So what I did, I got this come along and just left it attached, so even if this were to tip over for some reason or somebody bump into it, it didn't become dominoes and start knocking down all the motorcycles. So that really turned out to be a good thing. But I found out another thing: whenever it's up on a come along, I like to have the rear wheel spools up on the rear stand. So I'll get that up on the rear stand first, and then I can pick this up, and I got to figure out what the hell I'm going to do with the rest of these motorcycles. Now, for sure, it's got to move forward. The idea is to get it right underneath where it has to be, and still be able to walk around. Which, all this stuff is so easy until you go to do it. Boy, at times like this, I really appreciate the I should get another electric come along. So I have two of them here. Okay, we've got the weight off the bike. Now, since I'm not going to pull the forks right now, I can just keep that right where it is. That's good and tight. We're up on the back stand. This part of the job is now done. This all looks, it's funny how you look at something on video and you say, oh boy, that was about a piece of cake. Then you go to do it and like, oh, this doesn't fit. That's, But anyway, just getting all these bikes run today. Now we're set for another month or two. And the garage looks so big on video, believe me, it gets crowded so fast, you can't believe it. All right, time to start bringing stuff back in. Sometimes I feel like I work in a parking garage. Well, it actually worked out better than I thought. I have to be able to get to all the battery tender wires. I think I'll be able to get through here. I made plenty of room. And most of all, I got plenty of room on both sides here when I go to either polish parts or disassemble more parts, or very soon, I guess in the next, who knows, certainly within next week, the rear wheel, the front forks, and the front wheel are coming off, and we can start that. In the meantime, the clear we shot yesterday is drying, and that's a big plus factor, of course. But having a garage organized like this puts me in a really good mood, because my grandson, I have to go get bagels, and he'll be here, and he is the most entertaining whenever he's always entertaining. But I know he's going to want to come out to the garage and help me change tires today. I don't think so. It's always an important consideration, because we always have to, I swap these every day. I have two attenders and 6 bikes on charge, so I do 3 and 3. So as this session comes to an end here, I really feel like I got a lot accomplished this morning. It's more than I thought I would, and I got this. We're pretty much ready, and I wasn't ready yesterday. I was thinking we'd have a couple more days of buffing, but I wanted to take advantage of this decent weather, get the bikes run, get the garage reorganized, and we will have a dedicated day coming very soon, and who knows when, because tomorrow is slated to be a riding day. Well, we'll see. And we'll be, the only thing left on this is going to be the frame and the engine. So we're headed out on this lovely day to go get the bagels. And believe me, I have been all over the world, and the best bagels ever are in the New York City area, for sure. Now, for people that don't know, Rutherford is a unique town. It's a dry town. You can't buy or sell liquor. And every time you go for dinner, you can bring your own bottle, or you can bring your own bagel in this case. And these are the best bagels. There are no bagels like this in Afghanistan. And you don't even have to be hungry to want one of these bagels. Oh, these Rutherford bagels. Now, Rutherford really is a unique town, and I don't share this often, but every once in a while I like to put it on the video for people like Dallas that live out in California may have not seen this. This is one, we have 18,000 people and we have 18 churches, so it's a pretty high ratio. Look at the hinges on that door. This is a beautiful church when you're inside. They had all the windows restored in Italy at some astronomical cost to the parish. Now, another unique slice of Rutherford. We have a lot of arts and craftsy kind of people here. Now, this gentleman that made these gargoyles, and look at how big they are compared to the house. He's a world-renowned artist. He lives in Rutherford. I don't know his name, of course. He doesn't know my name either, so we're even. But look at these gargoyles. Now I wonder, when he passes on, what will become of these gargoyles? Same thing will happen to my motorcycle collection, I'm sure. Landfill. And there's my favorite house in all of Rutherford. Oh, I wish I was coming in this driveway on a bike, but unfortunately, not today. Maybe tomorrow. It's time to go have coffee out on the porch. It is such a nice day. It has evolved into a wonderful day in downtown Rutherford, New Jersey. So what could be better than sitting on your porch the middle of January in downtown Rutherford, New Jersey. Look at the day this turned out to be, and it's supposed to be real nice tomorrow. Already getting me psyched up to go for a ride. What a day. Just waiting for our grandson to get here. And of course, an extra cup of coffee. Now, it'll be a real treat if it turns out tomorrow is a riding day. We're right in the middle of January, but if it isn't, we know we got work to do in that garage, and we need to have our parts buffed out, and they can sit up by the heating vent for another day or so. Boy, I just love being out on a porch. Wish you were here. Andy, come on, it's such a nice day, but we don't have your treats out here. We're in winter mode. We don't have your treats. Oh, what a handsome puppy.
Oh, he's looking for his treats.
Here comes the grandson.
That's about it. So,
come on, baby.
Come
on, baby.
So I don't really have anything.
Here he comes. Here he comes. Hey, Miles.
Monkey.
How was tennis?
He did great.
He did great at tennis? Wow. Wow.
She's in a tizzy.
Who's winning, Miles?
Yeah. Then I got sick again, but I didn't have to land. I went to jail. So then, yeah. And you're still on. Wait, you're.
Where am I? That's me.
You're on. Wait, or you're on the seat. Okay.
So the day ends on a real positive note. Miles beat the pants off us in Monopoly. What a great way to end the day. Anyway, hope you did enjoy the video, and we'll be back in the shop or out on the open road tomorrow, depending on the weather. And thanks for watching.